Basically, the long-term project is not figuring out who's going to save us in 2024, but the project over the next decade is finding people like this, like an army of these people
Mm-hmm.
across the states where we can actually, make things work. Like California, it's probably lost, and so is New York. But Texas, Idaho, all these states where it's still possible to take control of the political apparatus. I think that's the project for the next decade, is doing that, taking control of the political machines in these different states, and basically creating a kind of a literal national platform, so that when someone like the right wing or whatever FDR comes to power, there is a kind of ideological and physical infrastructure behind him, like a coalition of states, of people that are just kind of waiting for someone like this. It's hard to talk about this without sounding like you're Fed posting, but I mean, Yarvin talks about pretty candidly, and I know that some people are basically convinced that separatism is inevitable. Like, even if you're not pro-separatism, it's just going to happen. Like, the thing is just going to fall apart under its own weight. My response to these people is that whether you're a separatist or you're trying to do what I'm trying to do, the work is still the same. What you need to focus on right now is clearing out the rot in the states where you can do that, and taking control of the political machinery in places like Texas, and or like South Dakota, getting rid of people like Kristi Noem. Because if you're a separatist, well, then you want to have a good state, right? In the event this whole thing falls apart, you don't want to be caught in a bad state. So, and if you're someone like me, then you also know, like, look, imagine if Trump had a coalition of states that were behind him on his agenda, and were willing to, just walk in lockstep with him on whatever policy items he had in mind, whether it's like doing a full deployment to the border during a time like this or something like that with National Guards in different states. We've already kind of seen we've seen that governors actually have extraordinary power, but they only use it for publicity stunts.
Mm-hmm.
Kristi Noem did a really small detachment of the National Guard to the border. It was a total PR stunt, though. Ron DeSantis sent, I think, state troopers to the southern border, and somebody else. It might have actually been Greg Abbott, but these were all just PR stunts. Imagine if you actually had Trump in office, or someone like Trump, but better, and then a coalition of states where governors are not just doing these kinds of things for publicity. That's the kind of project that I have in mind, like the long-term thing.